Very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Television, your one-stop morning show for top stories from India and across the globe. I'm Ashwarya and these are the headlines. Death toll in the Amritsar tragedy rises to 61. Train runs over revelers watching Ravan Dahan from tracks. 72 people injured. State government orders probe. Railway board chairman visits spot. Says no prior information about celebrations. Vice President terms interactions at the 12th Assam Summit very meaningful and fruitful, says India particularly happy that European countries realize the need to unitedly fight terror. To address Indian community before wrapping up visit to Belgium today. Prime Minister Modi to hold talks with visiting Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Two sides likely to review the status of the India-assisted housing projects in Jaffna. Issue of India operating international airport at Hambantota also likely to figure in the talks. Saudi Arabia admits the journalist Jamal Khashoggi killed inside its consulate in Istanbul. Kingdom sacks two high-ranking officials, including Deputy Intelligence Chief. US says it is saddened to hear confirmation by its close ally. And India to face rivals Pakistan in its second match at the Asian Hockey Championship Trophy in Muscat. Shuttlers Saina Nehwal and Kidambi Srikanth enter semi-finals of Denmark Open. Our top focus, at least 61 people, including children, were killed on Friday evening when a crowd celebrating Dussehra near railway tracks were run over by a train in Amritsar. 72 people have been injured in the accident that took place when the Ravan effigy was being burnt near the tracks. The train was going from Jalandhar to Amritsar when the incident occurred. At least 300 people were watching Ravan Dahan at a ground adjacent to the tracks. Eyewitnesses said that people could not hear the sound of the approaching train due to the bursting of firecrackers. They added that two trains arrived from the opposite directions at the same time, giving little time for the people to escape. Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu's wife, Navjot Kaur Sidhu, was the chief guest at the event, which was organized near the railway track. She told the media persons that this event is organized every year at the site.
जो मृतक हैं उनके प्रति हमारी गहरी संवेदना है और हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो घायल हैं उनको अच्छा से अच्छा इलाज कैसे कराया जा सकता है, ये हमारी पहली प्राथमिकता है। रेलवे बोर्ड के चेयरमैन, DGRPF, जनरल मैनेजर नार्दर्न रेलवे, सारे हमारे वरिष्ठ अधिकारी मौके पर हैं। जैसे सूचना मिली थी, स्थानीय स्तर के हमारे ADRM और बाकी अधिकारी यहाँ मौके पर आ गए थे और जो हमारे पास संसाधन हैं वो पूरे संसाधन हमने लगाए हुए हैं।
And Chairman of Railway Board, Ashwini Lohani, visited the spot this morning. He said that the railway administration was not informed about the Dussehra celebrations near the main line.
गलती ये मेरे उसमें नहीं आएगा बोलना कि गलती किसकी थी, बट रेलवे की इसमें गलती नहीं थी क्योंकि ये बेसिकली मेन लाइन है, यहाँ पे ट्रेन फुल स्पीड पे चलती है और उसमें अंधेरा भी था और यहाँ पे हल्का सा वो घुमाव भी है ट्रैक में, तो लोग उस ट्रैक पे थे काफ़ी ज़्यादा।
And Punjab Chief Minister Amarinder Singh will be in Amritsar today to personally supervise relief operations and meet the families of the victims. Singh has also ordered a thorough probe into the tragic incident and has declared a one-day mourning in the state. He also announced compensation of 5 lakh rupees for the kin of each of those dead and free treatment for the injured. The centre has also announced 2 lakh rupees for the family of the deceased and 50,000 rupees for those seriously injured. All major parties, including the BJP, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, also asked their local party workers to help in relief work.
As far as the state is concerned, they are on full alert. Everybody has been shifted into Amritsar of administration who are required. and all the injured are being taken to hospitals wherever they may be, and private or government, and the government is going to bear the full cost of this. In the meantime, we should also order an inquiry as to why this incident has taken place.
गरीब आदमी वहाँ खड़े हैं, उनकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है। 2-2 3-3 घंटे ट्रेनें लेट रहती हैं, सिर्फ लीडर निकलने वाला।
एक मंत्री आ रहा है तो सारा पंजाब सील हो जाता है। मंत्री आ रहा है,
कोई भी मंत्री आ रहा है, पंजाब गाड़ी कोई नहीं निकलेगी, वो रास्ता ही बंद हो जाएगा। हैं जब पता है ये दिशा देखने के लिए लोग खड़े हैं, उनकी सिक्योरिटी कोई नहीं है।
कि हर साल रावण बनता है, इन्होंने वहाँ पे 20 मिनट गाड़ी खड़ी की है वेर के रावण सड़ने के लिए। ये वहाँ से गाड़ी लेते आया है, मोकमपुरे पहले इसने एक बंदा उड़ाया, इसने इसी ट्रेन वाले ने पहले मोकमपुरे, फिर जोड़ा फाटक पे हॉर्न ही दिया इसने, पहले आगे हॉर्न दिया जब रावण जल रहा है, फिर इसने सारे उड़ाते लेके गया।
And the train accident in Amritsar has sent shock waves across the country. President Ramnath Kovind has expressed a shock over the tragedy. In a tweet, he extended his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, who is in Brussels, said that he prays for the speedy recovery of those injured. He expressed a shock over the train accident. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also expressed extreme sadness over the train accident and said that the tragedy is heart-wrenching. In a tweet, Prime Minister Modi conveyed his deepest condolences to the families of those who lost their loved ones and prayed for the injured to recover quickly. Punjab Governor VP Singh Badnoor and several other leaders are also condoling the loss of lives. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal is cutting short his US visit to return to India following the tragedy. Home Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the centre is ready to provide all possible assistance to the state in this hour of grief. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that initial reports suggest that it was a tragedy that could have been avoided. BJP President Amit Shah said that he has asked the local party workers to join the rescue operations. Congress President Rahul Gandhi also said that he was asking the state government and the party workers to provide immediate relief to the accident victims. Former Chief Minister of Punjab, Prakash Singh Badal, has demanded an inquiry by a sitting High Court judge to fix the responsibility and punish the guilty. And on to Vice President Venkaiah Naidu's visit to Brussels. The Vice President has termed his discussions with the leaders at the 12th Assam Summit as constructive and meaningful. He said he is happy with the outcome of the discussions. During his intervention in the plenary session on Friday, he promoted inclusive growth and sustainable connectivity. He also urged the international community to work towards early adoption of the United Nations Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism. Raj Kamal Rao brings us this report from Brussels.
Session of the 12th Asia-Europe meeting in Brussels on Friday. The Vice President talked about various issues ranging from serious threat to world peace and security to financial integrity and environmental protection. Talking about terrorism as a threat to global peace, the Vice President urged the representatives of the international community to work towards early adoption of the UN Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism. Highlighting India's tough stand against economic offences, tax crimes and criminal misappropriation of public assets, he said that India considers such actions a significant threat to the integrity of financial systems and sought for an increased cooperation within G20 and other fora to deny shelter to economic offenders.
We had very meaningful and fruitful discussions, and India is particularly happy that the European community and all the delegates to the meeting, they have all realized the need to come together to fight against terror, united and concerted action against terror. We are happy about the outcome, and also the digital transformation and also the sustainable development goals. On all issues, there was wide range of discussion, very constructive and meaningful.
The Vice President also highlighted other pressing global issues such as climate change and elimination of poverty, and said that developing countries must enhance their financial and technological support. Vice President Naidu also invited ASEAN partners to join the International Solar Alliance.
On the second day of the ASEAN Summit, Vice President of India addressed and intervened in the first plenary session. The Vice President addressed three major issues concerning the global community. One, financial and economic offenders, and the issue of menace of terrorism, and also the concern about climate change. He also sought the support of ASEM members to have a global response to fight these issues. He also invited them to participate in the Solar Alliance. With camera person Kamaljeet, Rajkamal Rao, Rajya Sabha TV from Brussels.
Vice President Naidu also emphasized on the need for enhancing connectivity, but stressed on the need to respect sovereignty of countries. He also spoke about the need to address the issue of protectionism in trade.
Between Europe and Asia, and you were looking at connectivity from various points of view, from physical connectivity to digital connectivity to people connectivity. So we as India have always looked at connectivity as very important for shared prosperity and also for building bridges. India itself is involved in a number of projects on connectivity in our part of the world. We are looking at India-Myanmar trilateral highway. We have the international north-south transport corridor. But when we look at connectivity, there are a couple of issues which are important when we look at building that, and some of this is respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity. This was emphasized by Vice President in his statement, and we said that any connectivity must bear in mind these aspects. Having an open trading, multilateral rule-based trading system, and to reinforce the WTO. Because today you are looking at a world in which there is tendencies towards protectionism, and Vice President made a call for an open trading system, multilateral trading system.
And on the sidelines of the summit, the Vice President also met the Prime Minister of Spain. The two leaders discussed strengthening cultural cooperation and enhancing investments between the two sides. On to some other news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be holding talks with his Sri Lankan counterpart Ranil Wickremesinghe today. The two sides are also likely to review the status of the India-assisted housing projects in Jaffna. They're also likely to deliberate on the Tamil issue, the reconciliation process and the devolution of powers in Tamil-dominated areas. PTI is quoting sources as saying that both sides are expected to discuss modalities of India taking charge of operating Sri Lanka's loss-making Matala Rajapaksa International Airport in Hambantota. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and Home Minister Rajnath Singh will also call on the visiting dignitary today. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday targeted the previous Congress-led government for failing to work towards poverty alleviation and said that the present government is working faster for providing shelter to the poor. He also reiterated his government's aim to ensure shelter for all the homeless by 2022, when India celebrates 75 years of independence. The Prime Minister was addressing an event at the Shirdi temple town in Maharashtra.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday attended the valedictory function of the Sai Baba Samadhi centenary celebrations at Shirdi. He unveiled the plaque to mark the laying of the foundation stones of various development works of the Sai Baba Sansthan Trust worth 475 crore rupees. These include a 10-megawatt solar power system, a new Q shelter worth 112 crore rupees, and Sai Knowledge Planetarium and Wax Museum spread over 8.20 hectare, costing 167.39 crore rupees. He also released a silver coin to commemorate the centenary year of Sai Baba Samadhi. Addressing the event, the Prime Minister talked about the centre's Ayushman Bharat scheme and said that 1 lakh people were benefited within a month of its launch. He also said that in all, Ayushman Bharat will benefit 50 crore people.
आयुष्मान भारत योजना की वजह से देश में आधुनिक मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का नया ढांचा तैयार हो रहा है। विशेषकर टियर 2, टियर 3 शहरों में हजारों नए अस्पताल खुलने की संभावना बनी। ये अस्पताल देश के नौजवानों के लिए रोजगार के लाखों नए अवसर भी लेकर के आएंगे।
The Prime Minister also interacted with some beneficiaries of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and symbolically handed over keys of houses to 40,000 beneficiaries of the scheme, and also attended the e-Grih Pravesh ceremony.
कोशिशें पहले भी हुई हैं, लेकिन दुर्भाग्य से उनका लक्ष्य गरीबों को घर देकर गरीबों को सशक्त करने के बजाय एक विशेष परिवार के नाम का प्रचार करना, यही उनका मकसद था। गरीब हो या मध्यम वर्ग का परिवार, बीते 4 वर्षों में उसे झुग्गी से, किराए के मकान से निकालकर अपना घर देने की तरफ सरकार ने गंभीर प्रयास किए हैं।
The Prime Minister also reiterated his government's goal of providing permanent houses to every family by the year 2022. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In breakfast news, we'll slip into a very short break here. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. News from Jammu and Kashmir, where counting of votes for the urban local body polls in the state will be held today. The counting will begin at 9 in the morning for the polls to the 52 civic bodies that were held in 4 phases. A total of 3,372 nominations were filed for 1,145 wards. The fate of over 3,000 candidates will be decided by the end of the day. The elections were a direct contest between the BJP and the Congress. A large number of independents are also in the fray. The National Conference and the PDP did not participate in the polls. The urban local body polls in Jammu and Kashmir were held after a gap of 13 years, with the last elections being conducted in 2005. The polling was held amid tight security arrangements in 4 phases, starting 8th of October and ending on 16th of October. While moderate to heavy polling was witnessed in Jammu and Ladakh regions, the Kashmir Valley saw a low voter turnout. The overall voting percentage for these polls in the state stood at 35.1%. News from the northeast of the country. Districts along the Brahmaputra River in Arunachal Pradesh have been put on high alert for possible flash floods. Now, this comes after China informed India about a landslide blocking its mainstream in Tibet, leading to a formation of an artificial lake. MEA spokesperson Ravish Kumar said that the government is in regular contact with the Chinese side for further updates. He added that relevant authorities of the central government and the state governments concerned have been apprised about the emerging situation to enable them to take necessary precautionary measures. The Chinese embassy spokesperson said that his country has activated the emergency information sharing mechanism with India following the landslide on Wednesday near the lower ranges of Yarlung Sangpo River in Tibet. Yarlung Sangpo River is called Siang when it enters Arunachal Pradesh, and it is called Brahmaputra in Assam. The situation is being monitored at the highest level. News from Kerala, where devotees continue to throng the hilltop shrine of Sabrimala as protests against the entry of women into the temple continue. For the 3rd consecutive day on Friday, women devotees of menstruating age were denied entry into the Sabrimala temple. 3 women, including a journalist and an activist, attempted to enter the shrine. The Kerala police provided them security during their trek, but they had to return after devotees blocked their way into the temple premises. The head priest of the temple also refused to allow them to enter, saying that he would close the shrine if the women entered. He said that the women of menstruating age cannot be allowed on 8 holy steps that lead to the temple's sanctum sanctorum.
We walked 5 kilometers to Sabrimala, and just we stopped have been only 10 meters to the, only 100 meters to the Sabrimala temple. If we want, we can go there, we can go temple. Police are said, they promised us we will give protection.
ഇവിടുത്തെ വിശ്വാസികൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന അയ്യപ്പ ഭക്തർ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സംസ്കാരം സംരക്ഷിക്കുന്ന ആചാരങ്ങൾ സംരക്ഷിക്കുന്ന വ്യക്തികൾ ഇതിനെ അനുവദിച്ചില്ല. ഇത് ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ ഉപേക്ഷിച്ചു പോവുകയാണ്. ഇതിന് അവർ എന്ത് ന്യായീകരണമാണ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരുടെ ഈ സംസ്കാര ലംഘനത്തിന് ആചാര ലംഘനത്തിന് എന്ത് ന്യായീകരണമാണ് പറയാനുള്ളതെന്നും കൂടെ എനിക്ക് അറിയണം. അത് വഴി അറിയാൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു.
The Tantri informed me that if we are attempting to take the women ahead, the Tantri would close the temple. Closing the temple is a ritualistic disaster, which we can't afford. So we have taken them up to the temple. We have given them protection up to the temple. But the darshan is something which the Lord should give with the priests consenting. We will do our duty. We are legally mandated to give protection to them. We will do the same.
And earlier there were protests in many places in Kerala over the disruption of a puja in the temple. Devotees claim that puja at the temple had never been disrupted before this. Meanwhile, the centre has asked Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka to tighten security in view of the continuing protests. In an advisory, the Union Home Ministry has also asked the three states to closely monitor the dissemination of messages through social media and the internet. On to some other news, to check rising onion prices, the centre has directed cooperative NAFED to boost the supply in the national capital from the buffer stock. The centre has also asked Mother Dairy to reduce the rates by 2 rupees per kilogram on the kitchen staple in all its Safal outlets. A decision in this regard was taken in a high-level meeting chaired by Consumer Secretary Avinash K. Srivastav. It called to review the price and the supply situation of onion with the concerned stakeholders. Currently, retail onion prices in the national capital are at the range of 30 to 40 rupees per kilogram on supplies as per the trade data. And Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Friday held a series of bilateral meetings with her counterparts from ASEAN nations and US Defence Secretary James Mattis on the sidelines of ASEAN Defence Ministers meet in Singapore. Defence Minister from ASEAN countries and that of Australia, China, Japan, Russia and the US have gathered for the 12th ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting and the 5th ADMM+, which is being hosted by Singapore. Sitharaman also met her Malaysian counterpart Mohammed bin Sabu, Australian Defence Minister, among others, during her day-long meetings. She will also hold a bilateral meeting with her Singapore counterpart today. According to sources, India and Singapore will extend their already comprehensive bilateral defence collaboration. Sitharaman reached Singapore yesterday and she will return home on Sunday. And voting has begun in Afghanistan for the long-delayed parliamentary elections amid heavy security and threats from the Taliban. More than 2,500 candidates, including many women, are vying for seats to the lower house. Nearly 9 million voters are entitled to cast their ballots. But more than 30% of the polling stations are shut because of security concerns. 10 candidates have been killed in the lead-up to the voting. The Taliban and Islamic State have urged people to boycott what they call our fake elections. Meanwhile, voting in Kandahar province has been delayed by a week after the assassination of a top police chief. General Abdul Razik was shot dead by a rogue bodyguard on Thursday. The Taliban claimed the attack, which came after a high-security meeting. US Commander General Scott Miller narrowly escaped unhurt. These parliamentary elections take place for the third time since the fall of the Taliban in 2001. The polls were originally scheduled for early 2015. And on to the other big international news. Saudi Arabia has confirmed the death of missing Saudi journalist and Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi, claiming that he died in a fist fight at the country's consulate in Istanbul. A statement from Saudi Arabia's public prosecutor said that a fight broke out between Khashoggi and people who met him in the consulate, ending with his death. The state TV said that the two high-ranking officials now have been removed from their posts, including the deputy head of a Saudi intelligence service. The Saudis have also set up a commission led by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman that will restructure the Saudi General Intelligence Directorate and will have 1 month to release a report. The journalist was last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on 2nd of October to pick up some paperwork for his marriage. And meanwhile, US President Donald Trump said that what happened was unacceptable, but Saudi Arabia was a great ally. He said that the arrests were important first step, and he praised the kingdom for acting quickly. All the sporting action now. India will face arch rival Pakistan in the second match of the Asian Hockey Champions Trophy in Muscat today. In their first round-robin match, the men in blue defeated hosts Oman 11-0. Teenager Dilpreet Singh's hat-trick helped the Indian side seal the victory. Captain Manpreet Singh and his team would look to carry forward the momentum in the clash against Pakistan today. And Indian shuttlers Saina Nehwal and Kidambi Srikanth entered the semi-finals of the ongoing Denmark Open. In women's singles, Saina Nehwal defeated her Japanese rival Nozomi Okuhara 17-21, 21-16, 21-12 in a 58-minute-long match. She will next face Gregoria Mariska of Indonesia today. Meanwhile, in the men's singles, Kidambi Srikanth defeated compatriot Samir Verma to book his place in the semi-finals. Srikanth beat Verma 22-20, 19-21, 23-21. He will face world number 1 Kento Momota of Japan today. And in the women's doubles, Ashwini Punappa and S. Ranki Reddy crashed out of the tournament after losing their semi-final clash 14-21, 21-12 to the Japanese pair of Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota. And World Wrestling Championship will kickstart in Budapest today. Asian Games gold medalist Bajrang Punia will lead India's 30-member contingent at the competition. Already a bronze winner at the 2013 World Championship, Bajrang has come a long way in the last 5 years and he will be one of the favourites to win a medal. Another strong medal contender in the women's 50-kilogram category was Vinesh Phogat, but an elbow injury ruled her out of the tournament. While Ritu Phogat will now present India's challenge. Another wrestler to look into the competition is Olympic bronze medalist Sakshi Malik. She will be looking to win a medal after failing to win any medal at the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. But news and updates continue on your channel. Thanks for watching.